Next month in March, you can get paid dividends from some amazing companies like Microsoft, Coca Cola, and Johnson & Johnson, as well as about 25 others. But in order to collect these paychecks and be eligible for the dividends, you need to buy these stocks before their ex-dividend dates, many of which are coming up this month in February, and there's also a few in March, so you have some time, but we are going to lay all of that out in this video to make sure you don't miss out on any cash flow. But first, in case you're new to the channel, my name is Ryan Williams, and here we strictly talk about dividend stocks and how you can invest in them to create passive income and reach financial freedom. So if you love dividend stocks and if you're on a mission to retire early, then hit that subscribe button. I'd love to stay in touch as we both continue to grow our portfolios and collect that cash flow. Now moving on, in this upcoming week, we have 3 stocks going ex-dividend. We've got Visa, we've got Honeywell, we've got IBM, all on the 9th. And real quick, you'll notice Honeywell is highlighted in red here. That's because they have not updated their dividend dates for the quarter. So their ex-dividend date here is just an estimate based on the previous quarter. And there's going to be a handful of stocks like this that we'll go through. But anyway, getting into these stocks, the first one on our list is Visa here, who has a pretty low starting dividend yield, but that 5-year growth rate is astronomically high, sitting at 18%. And for every share of Visa you own, you'll be getting 45 cents, which will be paid out to you on the 1st of March. Next up, we've got Honeywell, who's boasting some pretty average dividend stats, guys. A below 2% yield, a 5-year growth rate that's nothing special, and 0 years of dividend growth. But anyway, for every share of Honeywell you own, you'll be getting $1.03, which should be paid out to you on March 2nd. Remember, guys, this is one of those where the dividend dates have not been updated yet, so we're just using an estimation here. And now moving on to stock number 3, we've got IBM. But IBM has some pretty nice dividend stats, guys. Their forward yield is just under 5%, and they've been growing this bad boy for almost 25 years, so they're almost a dividend aristocrat. And for every share of IBM you own, you'll be getting $1.65, which will be paid out to you on March 10th. All right, now moving on, this next week, as you can see, is a lot busier, and in total, there are 15 stocks going ex-dividend, starting with ExxonMobil here on the 13th. Now, as you can see, ExxonMobil has been growing their dividend for quite some time, exactly 20 straight years, and for every share of ExxonMobil you own, you'll be getting 91 cents, which will be paid out to you on March 10th. And then next up, we've got Kroger, another high-growth dividend stock who has a 5-year growth rate just under 14%. Kroger is going ex-dividend on February 14th, Valentine's Day, guys, and for every share of this stock you own, you're getting 26 cents, which will be paid out to you at the beginning of March. Also going ex-dividend on Valentine's Day is Target, a high-growth dividend king with 54 straight years of growth, and for every share of Target you own, you're getting $1.08, which will be paid out to you on March 10th. And this brings us to stock number 7. We're talking about Walgreens Boots Alliance, a dividend aristocrat with 30 straight years of dividend growth and a pretty nice forward dividend yield too, just above 5%, wow. But WBA is going ex-dividend on February 15th, and for every share that you own, you're getting 48 cents, which will be paid out to you on March 10th. The second of 3 stocks going ex-dividend on March 15th is Chevron, who is another dividend aristocrat with 35 straight years of dividend growth, and for every share of this company you own, you're getting $1.51, which will also be paid out to you on March 10th. And then the last one we've got on the 15th is Microsoft, guys, who's been growing their dividend for almost 20 straight years, and for every share of Microsoft you own, you're getting 68 cents, which will be paid out on March 9th. Now after Microsoft, this lands us on February 17th, which is honestly one of my least favorite days of the year. It's my little brother's birthday. But on this day, there are not 1, not 2, not even 3, but 9 different stocks going ex-dividend, which is absolutely insane. And as you can see, many of these are just estimates because the companies haven't updated their dividend dates yet. The first of which is going to be Cummins, who has a nice 5-year growth rate, about 7.5%, with 17 years of dividend growth. For every share of Cummins you own, you're getting $1.57, which should be paid out to you on March 1st. Next up is UPS, a high-growth dividend stock with a near 13% 5-year growth rate and 13 years of dividend growth. For every share of UPS you own, you're getting $1.62, which will be paid out on March 10th. March 10th is looking like a pretty good day for dividend investors, guys. There's a lot of payments going out on that day. Anyway, moving on, next up is Johnson & Johnson, a dividend king, a legendary dividend king with 60 years of dividend growth. For every share of this bad boy you own, you're getting $1.13, which will be paid out on March 7th. And then next up, we have another dividend king, 3M, with 64 years of dividend growth. For every share of 3M you own, you're getting $1.49, which will probably be paid out to you on March 13th. It's not going to be the 12th because the 12th is Sunday, so I would count on the 13th for that 3M payment. And then stock number 5 of 9 going ex-dividend on February 17th is Whirlpool, WHR, who's got some crazy nice dividend stats. High forward dividend yield, 4.4%, very low payout ratio, 35%, a nice double-digit 5-year growth rate, and a respectable dividend growth history of a dozen straight years. Now, for every share of WHR you own, you're getting $1.75, which will be paid out to you on March 15th. All right, guys, next up we have the Hershey Company, and I actually goofed up on this one. I thought they were going to be going ex-dividend on February 17th, but as you can see, they're actually going ex-dividend on the 16th. Now, for every share of this company you own, you're getting just over $1, which will be paid out to you halfway through the month on March 15th. All right, right, now back to February 17th. This next stock going ex-dividend on the 17th is Corning Incorporated, GLW, who has a nice 5-year growth rate, almost 12% with 12 years of consecutive dividend growth. And for every share of this company you own, you're getting 27 cents, which will be paid out to you on March 16th. All right, now the second to last stock going ex-dividend on the 17th is one of my favorite high growth dividend stocks, Snap-on, with a near 15% 5-year growth rate. And it says their last ex-dividend date was November 18th, and February 18th is going to be a Saturday, so I estimate that they'll be going ex-dividend the day before on the 17th, and for every share of Snap-on you own, you're getting $1.62, which will be paid out to you on March 9th. And now the last stock going ex-dividend on February 17th, guys. I know there was a lot of them, but this one is going to be Southern Company with 21 years of consecutive dividend growth. And for every share of Southern Company you own, which I have a few shares of this stock in my portfolio, but you'll be getting 68 cents, which will be paid out to you on March 6th. Whew, that was a lot, guys. Now, real quick, in case you're wondering where all of the info on these stocks is coming from, I'm getting it all from seekingalpha.com, which is my go-to stock research platform. I use it in pretty much all of my videos. In fact, if you sync up your portfolio to Seeking Alpha, it'll show you all of the ex-dividend dates and the payout dates for the different holdings in your portfolio. And while the free version is fantastic and works fine, if you're just looking up stock prices and dividend stats like what we're doing here, you can really take your investing to the next level by upgrading to Seeking Alpha Premium. And right now they're actually offering 50% off of your annual subscription, which means you can try out Seeking Alpha Premium for just $119 for the entire year when it's normally $239. So that comes out to about $10 a month. But anyway, click the link in the description for more details and to save $120 on your premium subscription to Seeking Alpha. All right, now moving on and jumping back over to the calendar, we've only got 6 more stocks going ex-dividend in February, all of which should be taking place on the last day of the month, beginning here with Tyson Foods. Now, the growth rate on Tyson Foods is incredible, guys, near 14%, and they have 11 years of dividend growth. And for every share of this company you own, you're getting 48 cents per share, which will be paid out to you halfway through March on the 15th. And then next up is Lockheed Martin, who I think has some pretty nice dividend stats, guys. An average dividend yield about 2.5%, a 5-year growth rate that's not too shabby, about 9% with 20 straight years of dividend growth. And for every share of Lockheed Martin you own, you're getting $3 even, which will be paid out to you on March 24th. And then next up, we've got Stanley Black & Decker, a dividend king with 54 straight years of growth. Now, their last ex-dividend date was November 30th, so I'm estimating they'll go ex-dividend at the end of February on the 28th. And for every share of this company you own, you're getting 80 cents, which will be paid out to you on March 20th. This next one is Kellogg, who has 18 straight years of dividend growth, which is awesome. And they should be going ex-dividend also on February 28th. And for every share you own, you're getting 59 cents, which should be paid out to you on March 15th. And then next up, we've got Home Depot, a very high growth dividend stock with a 16% 5-year growth rate and 13 straight years of dividend growth. For every share of Home Depot you own, you're getting $1.90, and they should be paying you on March 15th. Now, the last stock that should be going ex-dividend in February is Coca Cola, a dividend king with 60 years of growth. And for every share of Coca Cola you own, you're getting 44 cents that will be paid out to you on March 15th. And with that, guys, there are 3 more stocks who will be paying you a dividend in March, but their ex-dividend dates are also in March, so you still have some time to swoop up some shares. And these 3 are going to be Qualcomm, Bank of America, and Union Pacific. And starting with Qualcomm, who's going ex-dividend on the 1st of March, for every share of this company you own, you're getting 75 cents. They'll be paid out to you a few weeks later on March 23rd. And then the next day, on March 2nd, we've got Bank of America going ex-dividend, who is a very high growth dividend stock with a 17% 5-year growth rate. Now, for every share of Bank of America you own, you'll be getting 22 cents, which will be paid out to you on the very last day of March on the 31st. And with that, guys, that brings us to the last stock of the day, Union Pacific, another high growth dividend stock. They should be going ex-dividend on March 16th, and for every share of Union Pacific you own, you're getting $1.30, which will be paid out to you on March 29th. And with that, guys, now that you've heard about all of the stocks to buy before their upcoming ex-dividend dates, you're going to want to learn about these next 3 stocks over here that are some of the best buys right now in the month of February. These are all deeply discounted, and you're going to want to check them out. So click right over here, and I'll see you in the next one.